Hey there, I'm Walt Hampton,
And I'm Aunt Shivani.
and we're really thrilled to be able to share a short interview with you today with a dear friend and colleague, Stu McLaren, who is the founder and originator of Tribe, which is the go-to program for creating memberships and recurring revenue models with your business. And once a year, Stu opens the door for his program, and that's coming up. And so we had an opportunity just to share a few minutes
We,
with
we
Stu.
snagged the
We
opportunity to share
snagged the opportunity. So
to share it with Stu.
so we've been through Tribe twice, and it's made a huge difference in our businesses. And we want to encourage you to check out this little clip with Stu, and definitely register for his free masterclass and his webinar and his kind invitation to join his community, to join his program, Tribe. So enjoy. Stu McLaren, we are so happy to see you and so happy to have this time with you. Thank you.
Oh, no, it's my pleasure. I'm grateful to be here. Thanks. Great to see you both.
And we're so excited about your launch. We are Tribe graduates twice through the program, and we use it all the time, and it has so changed the face of our business.
And your course is one of those courses that we heartily recommend to our people time and time again. So the opportunity to bring you in front of our people is super exciting, super exciting.
Oh, you guys are the best. I appreciate that.
So before Tribe, BT, we were stumbling around in the wilderness of memberships, and a lot of our clients are in the same place where they stumble around in the wilderness. And we realized only after we got into Tribe that really it's about selling a transformation and a big result. And when we got that, it changed things. But you have a pretty unique way of going about that, and that's this idea of success path. And I would love if you would share that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at the end of the day, you hit the nail on the head. People are looking to get some kind of result. Like if you're in a market where people are looking to solve an ongoing problem, an example of that would be like weight loss. Like they might be overweight and they want to get to their ideal weight. Well, that's not going to happen overnight, right? Like there's a journey to that progress. Or perhaps you've got a dog that's wildly out of control and you want the perfect puppy, right? Like that's not going to happen overnight. There's a journey to that. So if you're in a market where you're helping people solve an ongoing problem, what are they looking for? They're looking for that transformation to go from the crazy out of control puppy to the perfect puppy, or they're overweight and they want to get to their ideal weight, or they're in a very toxic relationship and they want to get to an amazing relationship. It's that transformation. The other home run indicator is when you're trying to teach people a new skill. So, let's say they don't know how to paint and they want to become a great artist, right? Again, that's not going to happen overnight. There's a journey to that. And typically people are going to go through different stages. And this is what we are referencing when we talk about a success path, is not just focusing on the huge leap, but realizing that it's a journey of people going through different stages to learn and master those skills. Similar to like, old school karate, it's like they start off with the white belt and eventually through the yellow belt, blue belt, green belt, and all the other color belts, all the way to the black belt, right? Like then it's a journey. And so the same goes for learning and mastering any skill. You don't go from not knowing how to play the guitar to being able to jam around the campfire with all your friends and be able to play any song that somebody brings up, right? Like there's a journey to be able to master the skills. And that's really what a membership helps do. And that's what a success path is so important for people, because it brings into focus what they need to focus on right now. Because the truth of the matter is they don't need to learn all the things. And if they try to learn all the things, they become overwhelmed and they don't experience any kind of progress. So that's the purpose of a success path, is to break it down for people and make it easy for them to get clarity around what is relevant for them right now and what they should focus on right now. And in doing so, what you're going to find is more of your people will experience more progress than ever before.
I love that. And you can't steal this because this is mine. When I talk about Stu McLaren's success path, I use the New Jersey Turnpike. And you have to go through the Vince Lombardi rest area before you get to the Clara Barton, before you get to the Thomas Edison rest area, before you get through the entire state of New Jersey. Not to
That's right.
Jersey.
Yeah. Well, and it's, like, I think the reality of it is a big mistake that a lot of people make with memberships is thinking that it's just a library of stuff. Like, it's just like, people are just paying to get access to a whole bunch of stuff. That's not what people want. Like, people don't want access to stuff. There's enough stuff that's available, for free everywhere. And people are overwhelmed by that. What they want is clarity and direction. And that's what that success path really does, is it brings into focus what is relevant and most important for people and gives them clarity around what they need to begin doing in order to begin making progress on their journey.
I love that.
Yeah, which, by the way, that is the perfect structure for a nonfiction book right there.
Yes.
So one of the questions that I have, so my clients come to me and they build books, and then off the back of the book is when they want to have programs, they want to have stuff, because they have figured out that the book itself is not the business. The book is the beginning of bringing people into your world, into your business. I talk about building a membership off the back of the book all the time. Tell me, their big question is, why would people want a membership after a book? Tell me, can you speak to that? Why you think that's such a great idea off the back end of a book?
Yeah, 100%. Because listen, as authors, we pour our heart and soul into creating a book, right? Like my wife, she's about to launch one in August, and it's been a love of labor. She's been working on this for a couple of years, and I'm really excited for her. But the reality of it is that in a book, people are going to learn what to do and how to do it. But that doesn't mean they've mastered the skills of actually putting what they are learning into practice, right? Like, for example, this is a silly example, but I could read a book about swimming all day long. And I could read that book and I could study that book and I can read it so many times in and out, in and out, in and out. But that doesn't mean that I've mastered the skill of swimming because I've read about it. At some point, I got to actually implement it. And in the journey of implementing it is where questions are going to come up, and are challenges that I may not have realized were going to be challenges. And I'm going to need clarity around, what the author was talking about, all of which creates a perfect environment for a membership to support people in that journey of implementation. So when New York Times bestselling author Michael Hyatt launched the book Platform, Get Noticed in a Noisy World, he was getting bombarded with questions. People were asking him for clarity about this and clarity about that. And if you've written a book and you've ever had questions from your audience, that's a very good sign, because that means that people are, taking what they're learning from you and they're trying to put it into practice, but they need clarity and they need direction and they need support. And that's where a membership is a perfect vehicle to support them in the journey of now taking what they've learned about what to do and how to do it, and now bridging the gap in helping them implement it and get the results.
I think taking Tribe is the perfect way to understand that journey. And once you understand the journey of your own membership site, you understand the journey of your book. So I think the Tribe is actually a really good front piece before you even write the book, because
that's very cool. I've never thought of it that way, but that's awesome.
Absolutely. You get really clear on the transformation and the steps towards that transformation.
So Stu, one of the objections that comes up on my side, which is business coaching, is I'm a lawyer, I'm a accountant, memberships don't work for me. Well, after Tribe, I launched a membership program for lawyers around marketing and filled it using your technique. So I just would love for you to speak about, who does this work for?
Well, here's the reality. It doesn't matter what type of business you have, whether it's a product-based business, there is all kinds of memberships that work for that. Like if you think of the Dollar Shave Club, what did they do? They took razors that they were selling one time and hoping that people were going to come back and buy again. And instead they shifted their mindset to, wait a minute, how could we serve the same customer again and again and again? And so they took a simple product and they turned it into a membership. So there's all kinds of examples of that. This is where we see a lot of subscription boxes and things of that nature as well. There's service-based memberships. A good example would be Mary Claire Fredette. She has a massage studio. And instead of hoping her clients are going to come back, she created a membership whereby the members pay on a monthly basis and they can get a certain number of massages. We've seen barbershops do this in Toronto as an example. Again, instead of hoping people come back, they have a membership where they know that they're going to get paid. So if you're in a service-based business, what I would encourage you to do is to shift your mindset around like how you serve your clients. Instead of a one-off project or a one-time transaction, shift it now to thinking about how could you serve that client on an ongoing basis. I'll give you a real simple example. Years ago, my wife and I bought a home. We were living in it for about a month, lying in bed. And then one morning we heard, and Amy's like, what is that? And I was like, what is what? And then we heard it again. She's like, oh my gosh, there are mice in the wall. She's like, we're selling the house. And I'm like, babies, we literally just bought the house. I'm like, no, we can't sell the house. I'm like, we'll figure it out. We'll get an exterminator. So we had an exterminator come and he's like, well, you're living in a wooded area. Like, it's inevitable that you're going to have mice. He's like, so I'll set a bunch of stuff up and it'll get rid of the problem for now. He's like, but would you want this problem to be gone forever? And we're like, well, yeah. And he said, what I might recommend is that we enroll you in our monthly program where I come back every month, reset the traps. You'll never have a mouse problem again. Sold. Like that's taken it from a one-time transaction and now shifting toward a recurring revenue. So the third one is like a knowledge-based membership. This is where we take what we already know, love, and do, and instead transfer it into a membership where now we can serve so many people. I think of like Ginger Dean, who's a psychotherapist. And she specifically helps women who are in coming out of very toxic relationships. Predominantly, her work has been client work one-on-one. But, she was working 14, 16-hour days. And in fact, her workload went up during COVID because, it was so much tension in relationships. And she was just getting burnt out. And what she realized was that she could serve so many more people if she took what she was doing with her clients one-on-one and instead provided it inside of a membership. And so literally within less than a year, so she started, so in like 8-9 months, she had welcomed more than 1,000+ members. And ultimately that had created bandwidth for her to be able to reduce her workload, serve a heck of a lot more people, and increase her business many times thereover. So bottom line is like, it's about taking what we're already doing, and if you're working with clients, I want you to rethink like, how could I take this and break the process down so that so many more people, I could serve so many more people and have so much more leverage in the business. That's really what a membership enables us to do, is to be able to break that down, serve so many more people, and create more revenue for you and stability for you, but more importantly, serve a whole lot more people in the process.
Stu, we are so grateful for you. Your doors are open on this program only once a year. And this is an opportunity that we want all of our clients to take advantage of. And we so love you and so love Amy. And thank you for spending this time with us.
Yes, so appreciative of that.
I appreciate you both. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm excited. Like now is the time. I've never been more passionate about this than I am right now, because I've been in this work specifically focused on helping entrepreneurs add recurring revenue to their business for over 12 years, literally helping tens of thousands of people in all kinds of different markets. But this last year, like, oh my gosh, we were all throwing curveballs, right? Things that we didn't see come up. And my heart goes out to all the entrepreneurs who have experienced challenges this year. But what I know for 100% certainty is that those who had recurring revenue in their business did not experience anywhere near the stress of those who did not, or who did. And so I just want to encourage everybody. Like, I believe every business can and should have recurring revenue in their business. It creates stability, it creates predictability, and it eliminates stress. And I can tell you, you 100% can do this. And I want to show you how. And I encourage everybody to come join us this weekend for our free webinar. I'm sure you guys will hook them up with the link and stuff, but definitely come join us.
We second that. Third it.
Yes.
Yeah, 30.
Stu McLaren, we are so grateful for you and for the amazing work you do in the world. Thank you so much for this time.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. Appreciate you.